Hey guys, I'm here at Cadco, and today I'm going to talk about crankshaft pulleys for the Cadillac 500. Now I've dug out some various pulleys, and I'm here at Cadco because they had them all on hand, and I don't quite have all these, to kind of show you the difference in crankshaft pulleys. Now I've put them all on hubs because the back spacing can sometimes confuse you. But if you look, the one all the way on the right is a standard early crankshaft pulley. It's double groove for air conditioning and power steering, and then a single belt that did air pump and water pump. And then the water pump pulley was double groove, and it made the alternator run. So if you pull the air pump, you don't actually have a belt to be able to go to the alternator. And the alternator can't move back because it's already up against the head. So the next pulley over is the 1970 non-air pump pulley. And that's actually a rare pulley, and that's what a lot of guys look for. That's early double groove AC and power steering, and the pulley is moved out so that it'll run the alternator. And that's what you need in order to be able to eliminate the air pump. And so that's why that particular pulley is coveted. But it was only 1970, so it's a little hard to find. So Cadco has made a copy of that in aluminum. If you look at the aluminum one in the middle, that's the same basic pulley as the one to the right of it. And it's double groove on the back and single groove for the alternator, but it's out where it'll run the alternator without the air pump. And yes, that's an expensive pulley, but it does solve the problem. And you got to remember that's a big old chunk of aluminum that's been machined down in order to make that pulley, which is part of the reason why it's so expensive. So if you keep going to the left, the next pulley over is the late model. In 74, when they went to HEI, they went to a different belt arrangement for power steering and air conditioning. They went to a single, wider belt in order to drive the power steering and the air conditioning. And you can see that they've also moved the one main belt out pretty close to where the early one was for the 1970. So with a little bit of jockeying on the alternator, you can actually get that pulley to work without a air pump. Now the motors originally were equipped with air pump, and they had these dual pulleys on the water pump, and it drove the back pulley. But if you pull out the bracket and kind of tweak on things a little bit, it will get you there, and it's an easier pulley to find. Now the pulley all the way on the left is another one that a lot of guys use, and that's the 425 pulley. Now it's tin rather than cast like the 75, 76 pulley, but it has, again, the water pump to alternator further out, but it's single groove for power steering and air conditioning. So that means if you go to that pulley and you're an early motor, you have to deal with whatever on the accessories that you still have. You may have to change out the AC, or you may have to change out the power steering pulley. And those are the basic crankshaft pulleys that are available for the Cadillac engine. Now, there was also an extension pulley made at one point by MTS, but that was years ago, and I have not found a copy ever in order to be able to show anybody. But you can choose your pulley and then try and make the accessories work with what you have. Now, one of the benefits of going to a single groove, single groove air conditioning is you can run the later air conditioning compressor, which will work with the Edelbrock intake. So then you can run the Edelbrock intake, the later air conditioning compressor, put a single groove power steering pump, and you've got a system that's ready to go. And you can either use the 425 pulley, or with a little bit of work, you can use the 75, 76 pulley, and not have to buy the real expensive pulley in the middle. Now, if you're wanting to stick with the double belt system, well, then you're going to need to find that 1970 pulley that's hard to come by, or you're going to have to pay the big bucks for the aluminum pulley that will bolt on and do what you need to do. But those are your basic choices in pulleys, and I just thought I'd do a quick video to show you how it goes, what's available, and what's out there. And I hope you well in all your projects, and have a good day.